What's up guys, Waggly here and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be helping you controller players out and giving you some tips on how to edit faster. I'm going to be showing you guys the best binds and settings, as well as talking to you guys about your crosshair placement while editing, which is something people often overlook. I will also be giving you guys multiple map codes which will help you improve your edit speed and your piece control. Some of these tips are controller exclusives like the binds, but most of the things I'm going to be talking about in this video could also be helpful for the keyboard players as well. So let's get right into it. Firstly, let's go over the binds. Now for your controller editing binds, the sensitivity is completely up to you. Your sensitivity for your edit and build speed is completely up to you. I just recommend keeping these two the same so it stays consistent between two separate sensitivities, your combat sensitivity and then your building and edit sensitivity. Because if your edit and building sensitivity are different, then that can cause a lot of confusion, and that's going to force you to learn three separate sensitivities, whereas you can just keep these two at the same. We are only going to be switching between two sensitivities. Like I said, the build and edit sensitivity is completely up to you. You can see my sensitivities here, but I recommend somewhere around the middle where I have it, so you can maximize your editing potential to ensure you got enough speed, while it's also not too high and ridiculous. Most of you guys already probably have your sensitivities that you're completely used to, and you do not have to change that. For most people, it'll be better to just keep practicing with their current sensitivity, but if you're in the situation where your sensitivity is making it completely impossible for you to improve your edits, then I definitely recommend you to change. For the controller binds, the most important thing is having your own unique edit button. If you're still holding to edit, then you need to change that, because that is going to greatly limit your edit potential, and you won't be able to keep up with the competition or edit very fast at all. That's why I always recommend using left stick as your edit button and then turning on sprint by default. However, sprint by default isn't really a thing anymore since they changed how sprinting works, and you now need a sprint bind. You're going to need to bind one of your D-pads to sprint. I use left on the D-pad for my sprint. Since editing is much more crucial than sprinting, using left stick for editing and then using one of the D-pads for sprinting will help you out much more than vice versa. For the actual edit controls, I have a tip that will help you out tremendously. Turning on confirm edit on release will allow you to edit so much faster, since you can completely disregard an entire button on your controller and edit that much faster. Some people are scared to turn this on because they think that they won't be able to do certain edits, which is kind of true, but the pros definitely do outweigh the cons, because the edits that you're missing out on are completely useless. It'll just allow you to skip an entire step in the editing process, and it'll definitely be worth it in tight situations while you're fighting. Now, when resetting an edit, you may think that you still need a confirm button, because once you press reset, how do you confirm after this? But as you can see, it even shows right there, I don't have anything bound for confirm. And the way to edit this way, before you hold down your bind that you have for reset, hold down your select first. And then while you're still holding your select, then press your reset bind. And now you're holding both of the buttons at the same time, and when you let go, it will reset. So you don't need a confirm button in any situation while editing. And in my opinion, this is the fastest way to reset an edit, and it's as close as you can get to scroll wheel reset on controller without actually having a scroll wheel. And if you want to learn more about having a scroll wheel on controller, check out the info card above, because it is actually possible. But assuming that you don't have a scroll wheel, which is 99.9% of controller players, I really recommend this confirm buttonless strategy for resetting, because it's almost instantaneously, since I don't even have to press a confirm button. And if you want to go the extra mile like I have, I recommend using both your triggers for the reset and select, since you never have to take your fingers off the triggers to go to the bumpers for resetting or editing. So while I'm editing and resetting, I never lift my fingers off the triggers one time, since I don't need to press my bumpers or any of my regular buttons for resetting, when normally you would have to press that confirm button. If you want to learn more about this reset technique, I have a whole video dedicated to this, so check the info card at the top if you're still confused. Now let's get into the next tip. This tip will be very helpful for consistently editing and not making mistakes and not getting disoriented or stuck in your edits at all. What I'm talking about here is disabling the pre-edit option. When you have this turned on, you won't ever be able to edit before you have a build placed. So let's say you want to quickly place a wall and edit and instantly shoot your gun or do some piece control or whatever you want to do after that. You completely eliminate the risk of accidentally editing before you place the wall. So let me turn off this setting to show you guys. So I'm going to disable the disable pre-edit option. And now I have the added chance of me mistakenly pre-edit, thinking I'm editing a wall that I've already placed. I'll quickly shoot them, reset, do whatever, and then now my walls are all stuck like this. There are very minimal times where a pre-edit option could be helpful, so disabling this entirely will save you a lot more than you may think. Because there's a 0% chance that before I place my wall, I may accidentally pre-edit. And mistakes like that can never happen. Now here's a tip for maximizing your edit speed. And there's actually a creative map that will really help you out with this. And what I'm talking about is crosshair placement. Having a optimal crosshair placement while you're editing can make a massive difference for improving your edit speed. And I think that this map does it perfectly. So once you enter the map, I'll have the code on the screen. Go into crosshair placement edits. So in here, as you can see, it has a little circle around the edit that it wants you to do. So instead of doing a big circle like this, which don't get me wrong, it works, but it's extremely inefficient. And wouldn't it be much better if you just did this tiny circle here? So keeping it really small, like I just did right there, can drastically improve your wall edits. So same thing for the top right here. You can go just these three tiny little spaces as if you were to go all the way on the top of these boxes. This map has multiple different modes in it for different types of edits. You can start off super slow by going literally that speed for every single one. You can even start off by literally just editing on one wall, resetting, editing one wall, resetting, editing one wall. So just focusing on following the circle can really help you. And for the peanut butter ones, they have a little graphic here too. And if you're already pretty comfortable with your crosshair placement, or you've practiced keeping that super small circle on your edits, then I have another map that'll really help you. And this one goes beyond just editing quickly. It'll really help you with your piece control. This is the map right here, Raiders Piece Control Practice Map. There's 16 different types here, and when you go into one of them, it'll have a bot and a certain piece control move that it wants you to do. So you can place a cone, box them, and shoot them. And it'll have a certain number of these for all of them. And you can really focus on your crosshair placement while also boxing them at the same time. Because what's the point of having fast edits if you can't piece control your opponent? So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you found this video helpful and you think it's going to help you improve your edit speed, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you want more content like this. See you guys next time.